you'll be able to see the comments on your...
Yeah, I've got
Okay.
this so I can see them once we go live. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. We are live. Good morning from
Good
the
morning.
river. Teri Angel and Jeryl and...
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy coffee morning.
Absolutely.
Grab a cup of whatever you do and join us.
Let's have some coffee and some conversation this morning. I'm hoping that we're being heard okay. So as you jump on with us, just give us a thumbs up and let us know you can hear us. Anybody yet?
I don't see anybody yet.
Okay, that's okay. They're finding us.
Okay. It's another beautiful morning on the river, everybody. Way beautiful. We're just sharing out right now.
Good morning, good morning. Okay. Stacy, good morning, darling. How are you doing today?
Which state? Oh, hi, Stacy. Good morning.
We have an echo from the forest.
Oh. Jana Mackey Port is here from Portland, Oregon this morning.
Oh,
Jana, you are up really early this morning. Thank you for joining us this early. Wow, either that or she hasn't gone to bed yet.
Well, that's possible too. Yeah. I do that sometimes.
We did last night. I was up all night last night. Okay. Let's see if I can share it out on this.
And sending it to a couple of people to see if you guys want to jump in here with us.
Okay.
Okay, Wendy, there you are, my darling. Good morning. Sunny day here, but windy. Oh my goodness. You were up until 4 a.m., Wendy. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not getting all the comments, so only got one from Jana. So
okay, and I don't even see Jana.
Yeah. Well, between the two of us.
Yeah.
I might be able to get my phone isn't working.
Oh, right, right. And mine's focused on the river.
Yes.
So we thought we would give you all the best of both worlds this morning. Hi, Karen Boda.
Hi, Karen.
We've got one camera focused on that river and the beautiful forest across the way. And you'll get to see all the boats. There's lots of boats out this morning on the river already. And any wildlife that might fly by us. Yeah. And then you have us. Yeah. So good morning.
Yeah, Stacy says she signed on, but we're not seeing her.
Well, I see your name, Stace, and I see your comments, but no, we won't see you unless you come on Zoom with us. Yes, it does look, it is peaceful. It looks it, and it is. And last night was so quiet out here. There was like no sound at all as we sat outside and watched the stars and just did some quiet time. Oh, here comes a plane on the river.
Oh, we've got some, morning lander. Oh, there's two, at least two. There might be more behind it.
So the little planes are starting to come out and do their little touch on the water and back up again.
For those of you that might be new, we're sitting here on the St. Johns River in north central Florida. About a mile south of here, there's the third plane, is the Lake George, which is the second largest lake here in Florida. And it is really wide where we live right here. And so the planes, the water biplanes, come in and they are all retired pilots who live nearby and they like to play on the water. So they come out several days a week and just land on the water, go back up, land on the water, go back up. It's really kind of fun to watch.
That's not even a water plane. That's just a regular small
It
plane.
it's a small plane, and they're built. These are built a little differently so that they can
Hmm.
land on. They don't have the yellow one has the pontoons, but the
Right.
others have
Yeah.
just the yeah.
Yeah. So, good morning to everyone
Yeah.
that's finding us. Hi, Jennifer Langren. Oh my gosh, how are you doing, my friend? It's good to see you on here. And good morning to you. Good morning, Jebby. Just seeing if anybody else popped in.
How's everybody
Oh,
feeling today?
Wendy Googled where we are. She says it's so beautiful. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is, Wendy. Yeah, we're just kind of taking the temperature every morning when we come on and seeing how people are doing right now in your quarantine state or isolation, or if you're out and about and still having to work, or what's going on there. So just let us know how you are. Send us a little comment. Tell us where you are. Come on, and whoops, seeing how people are doing right now in your sorry about that. You heard us twice.
And you can see the comments over there, right?
Wendy, it's all dawning on me now what's happening. Yeah, I think it's setting in for a lot of people that it's real and that we're going through something really heavy right now. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to do something like this, so that we could show a sense of community and you're not alone. That's the whole
Right.
thing. You're not
Right.
alone. And I thank God for my friend Jeryl Ann, who wouldn't let me go through this alone. And so I'm up here at her place, right on this beautiful St. John's River. And we've just had some amazing moments already, um, moments of just peace and camaraderie and getting online. That's what's happening right now. That's our new norm right now, is
Yeah.
to talk to our friends, our family, whoever wants to reach out, we can talk online.
We may be physically isolated, but we're not isolated in the sense that we have the social media. We have Facebook. In fact, last night, Teri and Ruth and Deb from Enlightened World Network, I have a game that I introduced to them called Transformation. And it's an incredible game. And so we figured out a way. We played it here when they were all here a month or so ago. And we figured out a way to play it online. So we each have our games in our locations. And we got together and we played the transformation game. You could do that with any game. So just because we're practicing the social distancing and isolation, we can still do some of those things with each other online. It's kind of fun and challenging to figure out exactly how to do it, but it worked out great. And it was just like we were all here together. And in fact, Teri, do you want to tell them about the dinner tonight, the virtual dinner?
At 6 o'clock tonight, we are getting together for dinner. So you bring your own dinner, you sit in front of your Zoom, and you can choose to be on camera or not. But we'll just have a conversation like what we're doing right now, but
Right.
over dinner. So in the morning, you can bring your coffee, and then tonight, bring your dinner plate and just sit and have dinner with us. And then tomorrow morning, early at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we will be starting the full day of live streaming. And every half hour, there will be somebody different come on. It'll be a lot of meditation time, a lot of healing energy that's being sent out over the world. We have two silent meditations that will last, each one will last for half an hour. And one is sending out energy for individual healing. And then the second one is for planetary healing. If you want to be a part of that, let me know. Just put it in the comments, and I will make sure that you have that Zoom link so that you can come on. It's a silent meditation, so you don't have to talk or anything. You don't even have to show your face on Zoom if you don't want, but you can just sit and send out powerful healing information to the world during that time. And I encourage anybody that wants to do that to get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Stacy was going to get breakfast. So Stacy, I'm so glad that you came on for a few
Yeah.
minutes. Wendy says that sounds like an interesting game. And I saw Lisa Bram come on. So good morning to anyone that's finding us right now. And we're hoping that our regular people will jump on here. We're missing
Right.
Sharon, so I'm sure she'll find it soon.
Yeah. You know, there's just so much that we can still do, and uh, it's unprecedented. We know that. It's serious. We know that. But it is an opportunity to go within, to, I mean, it's not like we can go out and be distracted in the outside world right now. We're at home. So, all those things you put off that you want to do, and keeping our vibration high. That's so important, isn't it, Terry?
Oh
It's
my
I
gosh.
think that's the most important thing we can do.
It is. You know, we have choices. We choose how we're going to respond or react in any situation. So this one's no different, except we're all going through it together. So you might feel some of that energy a little more than you normally would because it's the whole collective that is putting out a frequency. But you have a choice, and we can choose to be part of the solution by remaining calm, by doing things like this, gathering together with each other. And we'll do a short meditation in a bit with the camera focused on the river. Just, there's so many things that we can do. People are thinking, okay, it's so out of control. What, you know, this is taken over. What can I do? And that's what we can do. We
Yeah,
can stay
take
calm.
control. I want to
Yeah.
say good morning to my cousin Annie.
Hi,
And
Annie.
just let you know, Annie, your dad is just fine. He's been hanging out with us quite a bit, and we're all kind of doing our part to stay as isolated as we can. So it's nice to see you this morning. Joanne McCann New is over in England. Good morning, Joanne.
Good
It's nice to
morning.
see you. And it one of the things that I've heard a lot about, and when I talk to friends and that are across the country, because it's important right now that we call each other, not just on
Mm-hmm.
social media, but pick up the phone. Remember those?
Yes.
We of course we have a landline here because we're out in the middle of nowhere, but pick up the phone and call people. And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm hearing from everyone is that they're losing their sense of control.
Yeah.
We're so used to being in control of everything that's going on around us. And really, for the first time, I think 9/11 was the first time we really felt that and
Mm-hmm.
felt at risk. Um, we don't have control. So, to offset that a little bit, focus on what you can control. You can control your environment, you can control who you talk to, who you come in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little things right now that are going to pull us through collectively through this whole thing. And this one particular friend of mine, she was talking about going into the stores
Mm-hmm.
and the shelves were bare, and she lives in one place and she went back home to help her daughter pack and to move, and it's a really big city, and the energy in the really big cities is way different than out here kind of
Yeah.
in the more rural areas. And so everyone is really having a pretty different experience when they do go out there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of kind of relax into it and control what you can. Focus on what you can and let the other be okay. And when you go out, we were talking about this also yesterday. I just push love out from my heart. I wrap myself up in the blue light, white light, every kind of light, the Merkaba, whatever your particular method of protection is. And then just ask that the love come out from the heart and
Mhm.
that you push love out to around everyone, because a lot of what we're feeling, and I'm sure almost everyone, if not everyone, that is on with us this morning and might watch this on replay are sensitives.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're feeling the collective panic, you're feeling the collective energy, and it
Mhm.
might not even be yours,
Right.
but there's so much of it. How do you discern, Terry?
Yeah, well, just breathe in, and the breath helps so much to calm you, to center you. And that's the other thing is to get very grounded.
Yes.
That we're right here in nature. So all we have to do is sit here and we feel the water coming in to us and really calming and grounding us. And that's one reason why I wanted to have a camera focused just on the river
Mhm.
and the forest across the way. But wherever you're at, you can just step outside for just a moment. I know there's places that are still pretty cold,
Yeah.
but just for a minute, that's all it takes. Go out and breathe in the fresh air. Put your feet on the ground if you can. And that's going to help center you and it will bring the energy up to your heart. You can actually draw it up with your breath into your heart center. And also the heart brain
Yes.
coherence.
Yeah.
3 minutes and it really centers you into a really good place. The breath is so important, and I think right now we've all been collectively holding our breath
Yes.
because there's that anxiety of not knowing what to do and not knowing where this is going. So the more you can focus on being centered and just breathe in and exhale. We're kind of waiting to exhale.
Yes.
And I saw a friend
Sorry, I
post,
want to get that mosquito off of you
yeah,
so it doesn't bite you. Sorry for the
he's
interruption. Our
been
little
been biting
friends
my
here.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Um, a friend of mine posted that her vision is like this is like a hurricane. And if you're familiar at all with hurricanes, when they do come over where you're at, your area, it gets very quiet and still right in the eye of the hurricane.
Yeah.
But then there's more that comes on the other side. So even when we have that quietness with this, we can prepare ourselves for any remnants, anything else that's going to flare up. So
Mhm.
if we look at it in a perspective of, I really can take control of me, I can control how I feel and how I'm looking at it. What's that perspective I'm using? And it's looking at the big picture. This is all going to end. It's all going to come to a place where we know what to do, we know how to do it, and then what's going to happen on the other side of it. So looking at it as temporary because it will be under control
Right.
at some point,
Absolutely.
and then what happens. So focus on that. Focus on how you want to come through this storm. Do you want to come through it being all frazzled and it's really torn you apart, or do you want to come through it and look back and say, I weathered that storm and I
Yes.
stayed strong and I stayed in my peaceful state,
In my power.
in my power.
I
Yeah.
want to say good morning. Jason Watts is joining us. Jason, I know it's really early for you out in Washington. And Julie Kiss had a comment. And hi, Julie. It's nice to see you here with us this morning.
Mhm.
She says, it's been so crazy with all the emotions hit me all at once. My parents want me to go see them, but need to keep them safe. So much hurt.
Yeah.
Julie, I can relate to that. My dad is 90 and my mom is 87. They live about a mile from me. And they've been sick with a bronchial. They had bronchitis, and my dad has emphysema. So they are oh my gosh, they're so vital and so strong, but they are at high risk.
Hmm.
And I needed to go and get prescriptions for them and food for them. And it is scary because you need to go help them because I don't want them in the store. I don't want them out in public if they don't have to be. And yet you think, okay, I stay rather isolated, but what if I, carry something into them? And it is important right now that we keep our contact with those at risk to a minimum in any way possible, and just send them love. Talk to them on the phone. I call my mom and dad every day. How you doing today? And check in on them to see if they need anything. So I live in a retirement area. A lot of I'm 62 and I'm kind of a baby in a lot of ways. That the population is really much older.
Hmm.
My husband is 81. So it is first and foremost on my mind here locally to keep those people who are in that high risk category safe. And so I do understand and I sympathize with you, honey. Try to keep your vibration high and just send them a lot of love and light and energy. And, just try to maintain your own vibration as high as you can, and just send them lots of love. And we'll put them on our list as well as for healing and for prayers. All of you are on our, the whole planet's on our
Oh
list,
yeah.
but I like to, when I know if there's certain people that I can zoom in on specifically, I like to do that as well. So um, hang in
Yeah.
there, just
Yeah.
hang in there.
That-
Anything else you want to add to that,
That's
Terry?
that's all we can do. We we're doing the best we can with what we've got. And what I like to do is just bring out ways that we can, some tools that we can use as we're
Yeah.
going through this. And I wanted to say good morning to Tina Valance.
Good
Hello, my
morning,
girl.
Tina. Hi, honey. We're seeing a lot of butterflies around here. Hey,
Hmm.
another one that reached out, Joanne, new over
Hmm.
in England.
Right.
She says she's finding it so hard right now to stay in my heart center with my baby girl ready to give birth and everyone else's worries. I'm going to try my best. You know, yeah, Joanne, I have been praying for you and your daughter and your whole family, because I know it isn't just you, it isn't just her, it's everyone that that ripples out. Everyone's
Yeah.
concerned, and I know
I just went through
she
this.
just, yeah,
Yeah,
Terry,
my
go
my
ahead. Yeah.
sister, one of her son's wife went into labor a couple nights ago, and my sister was so upset because she couldn't be there with her. They only allowed the husband in as the birth was happening. So I understand totally what you're going through. That fear of her being in a hospital where people are sick, but also not being able to have the support that she would normally have, having you right there with her. So yeah, it's tough, and it's we're learning how to do things differently now. And so if you can talk to her on the phone, maybe while she's in there, and just let her hear your voice and let her know your care and your concern. And I think that will make a big difference.
Well,
I'm
and
so glad you joined us today,
I know.
Joanne.
And of course, Joanne is an angelic Reiki master over
Hmm.
in England, her and
Yes.
Kevin Morris. So,
Yeah.
and of course, I learned from Kevin the angelic Reiki, and I'm also a Usui Reiki master. So I've been sending out, and that's any kind of energy, just our thoughts, just our prayers. It really, intention is everything.
Hmm.
Intention, 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 and that
Yeah.
positive intention, and see that love and light. I'm loving having Terry here because she and Ruth and Deb from Enlightened World Network, these ladies, I'm so amazed. I'm in awe of them all the time, because we were playing the game last night, but before everything, they stop and they put the world first, and they did a gem healing for the world last night before we started the game. And this is what they do. This is how they live their life. It is, we all have our um, individual concerns, and they're important. They're really important. Like Julie, she's in New York. On
Hmm.
top of it,
Oh my gosh.
luckily they're
Yeah.
4 doors down, but she's in New York. She's in a
Hmm.
hot zone. But here's
Yes.
the thing, we deal with the stuff we have to deal with that we can control right here. And then, if you can, every day, throughout the day, take a moment, breathe, center, and see the grid. There's an energetic grid around the planet, and see that, and see the angels on it. See healing going into the planet. See healing the virus and pulling it off of the planet. However you want to envision it, there is no wrong answer.
No, there's
It's all
not.
good. It's all about intention. It's all about focus. So we can, we have to deal with the realities, washing your hands, keeping distance, all of those things. But there is so much energy work that we can do. Whether if you've never taken a class on healing or energy work, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is set your intention and see the world. If you could see what we're seeing right now, I don't think it's on the camera, but
No, they're
the
too
birds
high up.
the
They're
birds are
fighting.
fishing this morning and they're fighting over the fish.
Well, we have two different birds up there.
We
There's
have the
three birds, but
eagle.
we have the eagle and we have an osprey, and the eagles have claimed the fishing spot, I guess. So they're chasing the osprey away so that they can have the prime real estate. So it's interesting to watch nature and to watch competition
Yeah,
in
isn't
nature.
that interesting
It
how it's
is.
playing out in our
Yeah,
stores and that it's like
yeah,
the eagles
exactly.
are kind of, I hate to say this, but they're being bullies.
Oh, look at the planes coming
And
across, all three of them together.
oh yeah, that's really cool. Oh my God, they look beautiful. But they're being kind of bullies. And the osprey, they have
Absolutely.
babies, and so they go down and get their fish, and then the eagle will chase them until it drops it. And I just want to go, stop it, and there's nothing you can do. So, but we can control how we go in the store, and that reminds me, uh, oh look at Joanne says thank you. Let's see, oopsie, I know I lost that. Okay, um, that's fantastic, good advice. Thank you so much. Sending both and everyone involved, Mother Earth, lots of pure love and light for you two both.
Thank you.
Joanne, thank you. Yes, thank you. That's an excellent point. Mother Earth needs our help right now. And I think this is, we as light workers have been saying there has to be a change, something has to happen. And I truly believe with all my heart and soul that out of this is going to come a new, a new way, a
Hmm.
new um, a new earth, if you will.
It
Because
is.
if you look around, the with everybody having to stay in, and I trust I'm not really well versed in environmentalism and that, but all of our carbon footprints, the lack of there's not as much traffic. We're not out like we were, and so the planet is kind of getting a break.
Hmm.
She's really getting a break. So that's really really important right now.
It is.
Um,
And I want to go back to the grid. And
yeah,
tomorrow, during that
restart the
full
earth.
day
Yeah.
of live streaming, we are going to do another grid activation. We've done it, I think, twice now, either twice or three times. But it's so important to keep doing it because of that collective panic that's bringing the frequency down on the planet. We need to counteract by bringing the frequency back up. So we're doing it during the day of transformation that's happening tomorrow. And what happens is the grid is around the entire Earth. It just envision there's some like a net surrounding our Earth plane, and all the vortex points like Mount Shasta and Sedona, all those high vortex energy points, when we activate those, when we send our energy and direct it at those points, it lights up even more. So that light is coming over Earth and it's helping us. So together we can raise that frequency. And I invite you all to join tomorrow as we do that again or rewatch one of the ones that's already happened. We did it last Sunday and
Hmm.
it was amazing. So just focus your energy on bringing more light into the planet. And I loved Liz's comment. And good morning, Liz.
Who do we have?
Liz Ellie.
Oh,
And
hi,
she
honey.
says it doesn't matter if
Oh,
you've ever had a class, you will remember. And that's the thing about all of this. We don't have to learn new things. We can remember who we are and get in touch with who we are. And our soul knows. Our soul knows what healing is all about and what peace and joy inside is all
yeah.
about. So just remembering who you are, remember your magnificence.
And there's
And
Belinda.
Belinda,
Good
good
morning,
morning,
sweetheart.
darling.
How are you? And there was a Joanne also said, and I apologize, Belinda and Ellie. I love you so much. You know that. I'm not getting all the comments on my Kindle. We're just so I can kind of see. You know how I am with eyesight. I can kind of see that you're on there, but I'm not getting it here. The other thing that Joanne said was so true. Challenging times for everyone, even for us light workers.
Hmm.
But I believe we are getting galactic help too right now,
Yes.
and it's not just a global pandemic, but it we are getting galactic assistance as well,
Hmm.
and it's we are on the precipice of something huge, a change
Hmm.
like we've never seen on this planet before. So we got to hang on and work on our focus and what we're seeing. And there are people on here right now that are watching that I know personally are going through major upheavals, business wise, personally, health wise. There's a lot of things that aren't even the virus, but other health issues. So
Hmm.
we have to pray for each other. We have to hold each other up because there's a lot of things that are getting lost in the fray right now. It's kind of like when 9/11 happened, we here in Florida had this devastating tropical storm, which there was flooding, there was a lot of chaos and destruction, but because the 9/11 took precedent, nobody even knew that there were whole other natural disaster struggles going on the planet. And that's the thing too that we need to be mindful of, that even though this pandemic is going on and all the focus is on that, there are people that are having very real issues that actually don't even have anything to do with this. And then there are the ones that
Hmm.
are losing their jobs, or we know now that all the
Yeah.
restaurants are pretty much takeout here in the state of Florida. As of yesterday, the governor announced that all restaurants have to be takeout. Well,
Yeah.
that means not as many employees are working, and so we have to kind of see where we can help others.
Yeah, having that compassion. And
Yeah,
I just found out this morning that Love and Light Spiritual Emporium has closed for this.
yeah,
And there's such a beautiful, beautiful family there. It's not just a store, a spiritual store. It's a family. And so all of us have to help our families at this time, whether it's biological or our soul families, and
yeah,
just reaching out and letting everyone that's really heavily affected by this, letting them know we care. And the same thing happened with one of my other friends that has a wellness studio where she does massage, and she decided yesterday to go ahead and close that down for for this time. Uh,
hmm,
she will reopen, but during this time it's like there's no income. What do I do? Because these are entrepreneurs. These are people that this is the way they make their
yeah,
living. This is how they keep a roof over their head and food on the table. So
yeah.
there's a lot of people. They're just two that I know personally.
Three.
There's a lot of people worldwide that are suffering with this in a
Yeah.
financial way. So anything we can do to lift each other up, to just
Hmm.
let each other know we're here. We're here. We're with you. Our hearts are with you. And see if there's anything that you can do to contribute to someone. Maybe go buy a meal or buy some groceries and take to somebody that you know is struggling, that's out
Hmm.
of work, or in one of these situations where their lifeline has closed down financially. So
Right.
there's so much that can be done, and that's we want to keep that positive vibe
Yes.
going as we talk and have the conversation. And it's so easy to slip into looking at what's going wrong, but we can't just focus on one thing. We have to look at the big picture, and we have to look at ways that we can lift each other up, and how we can maintain our positivity through all this. And when it looks so bleak, when it's totally dark, you can't see the light.
Right.
So we want to be a little light in all this darkness, and that's how this came about. A few days ago, I was sitting out here, and I just turned the live on just to say hello, good morning, reach out, and now it's like a thing.
Yeah. You
So
know,
we're coffee and conversation with you in the mornings for anyone that wants to come on and jump on here.
Belinda says it's all
It's
about the
all about the
love,
love.
and you're right, Belinda.
Yeah,
It is. It's a great reminder for all of us. Is
yeah.
that it is all about the love.
It is. And Kuan Yin told me that love is the energy that heals. So the more love we can pour into this, into people that are hurting, people that are affected by the virus, pour that love right in there. And yeah, you won't be able to be with someone that's infected, but you can let them know. You can reach out, like Geraldine said earlier, call them, give them a phone call, send them a text, say, you're on my mind, you're in my prayers. That love will go a long way in the healing process.
In fact, Julie says, "Look at that beautiful dog, so relaxed."
That's
Take a clue
Angel.
from her. This is Angel.
Yeah.
And actually, Brookie is over on my other side, but you can't see her. She's kind of tucked in. And they're both just completely chilled out. And yeah, they sense the energy, so they're feeling into the good vibes. But yeah, they're just so relaxed. And they are a good model of just, animals focus on the
Hmm.
now. There is nothing but the now, except when you leave and they're waiting for you to come home.
Or
But
they're
they're still
inside
in
and
the
you're
now.
outside.
Yes, they're still in the now. So yeah, it's we have a lot going on,
Hmm.
and each and every one of us can do our part just by our intentions of healing and thought of healing. And
Hmm.
as Ellie said, it doesn't matter if you've taken a class or anything else. Your heart, your soul knows what to do. And if you're a light worker, if you are following this path at all, odds are you've done this many, 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 many times. Maybe not in this skin suit, but certainly in
Hmm.
another one. And just use your intuition. You know, as long as you're sending love, like Belinda said, when it's all about love, you can't do it wrong. There is
Hmm.
no wrong. It's
That's
all
right.
it's all correct. It's all love.
It's
Yeah,
all love.
it really is.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
So why don't we do
Yeah.
some meditation, some just quietness with the river. Yeah,
Yes,
there will
Joanne.
be some boats going by, and
Hmm.
a little bit of noise, but just focus on what it feels like in that river to be so peaceful.
Would you like to do some heart brain coherence to start?
We can do
Maybe.
that.
Would you? Joanne says we can learn a lot from our animals. Love
Hmm.
dogs especially. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're well. To begin the meditation, we have done this video already before, but we'll, as a refresher, there is a technique called heart brain coherence, and Teri and I are both ad heart facilitators. And this particular technique, it connects the heart to the brain. The heart is the real computer. The brain just follows out the instructions of the heart. It's where the soul lies. And so when you do this breathing technique for 3 minutes, it does so many things, but it calms you, it balances you, it it stabilizes everything. There's about 1,400 chemicals that are released in the body, all really good chemicals. And it also helps with memory. So, those of you that, if you're like me, with all the things going on, I find that I really need to work a little harder at staying focused sometimes. So, there are three components. One is you focus on your heart, and I do that by placing my hand right here on my heart chakra. Second component is breathing. You breathe, inhale to the count of 5 and hold to the count of 3. Exhale to the count of 5 and hold to the count of 3. Inhale 5, hold 3, exhale 5, hold 3. So that's the breath pattern. The third component is the emotions. And you want to hold in your heart the feeling of caring, compassion, gratitude, maybe a wonderful memory, but come into that love space, that compassion, the caring, the gratitude. Maybe just gratitude for this is what I have gratitude, my friends, my family, this river, just being able to sit here in the morning. So as you breathe in, you're breathing in through your heart and up to the brain and holding, exhaling down and out through the heart and holding, and it's in and out. So let's close our eyes and get ourselves centered and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, and continue that breath pattern. All the while caring, compassion, and gratitude. Do that several times a day, in the morning, before you go to sleep at night. throughout the day if you start to get anxious or panicky.
So let's just take a few moments now that you've gone into that calm state and just focus on what you're seeing on the scenery. Focus on how calm the water is and let that start to come into you, into your heart.
For those of you just joining us, we're doing a meditation, a calming meditation, watching the river.
room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So hopefully you've found a moment of peace here with us this morning. Um, that's our hope. That's our agenda for being on. It's only to bring a moment of peace, of quiet, of serenity into your life and to hear from you. So if you liked this, if you got some benefit from it, let other people know that we'll be out here in the mornings,
Tomorrow morning.
sitting out by the river with our coffee and our animals,
Yeah.
and just bringing some love to you. So share that love out, share it with others, and pick up your phone today. Either text or call somebody and let them know how important they are to you. Share your love, share it out to the world.
Yeah. And that's really the biggest thing is just open up your hearts, see the world enveloped in your love, and with your intentions that the world be healed and that we all come through this in the best possible way. As Teri said earlier, we choose how we go through life. We choose how we react or respond to everything that happens. This is happening. That won't change. What will change it is how we respond to it.
Yeah.
So we just encourage everyone to put their love out there, and it's time for us all to take care of each other the best way we know how. And thank you for joining us. I know I enjoy waking up early to come out here and just to know that you're all out there on the other side, that we're not separate. We are connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Teri, for
And
having
have
me.
a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And don't
Yeah.
forget, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time tonight, we will be on again with Come to Dinner. It's an
Yes.
invitation for you to join us. So I love you all so much, and thank you for being with us.
Yes.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
everybody.
Have a blessed day.